Welcome to CTV, the Comic Story and Television Show podcast, where we sit here and we talk about these superhero shows that have aired and sometimes additional things we're watching. Today's hosts are going to be Dickel and Bickle. This is never dying, Dickel. Yeah, I'm never going to let it. And if you might be wondering, for those of you who are watching this on Patreon and even on Twitch, why are you guys in a weird location? Gary had his kid finally.
Yeah.
And Dan and I don't apparently
just Gary had the kid.
Right, Gary.
It was weird.
He's making millions because he's the first male to have a child. Anyway, no, we moved. Dan and I didn't feel like setting the whole thing up out there because Gary isn't here. So instead of doing like a 45-minute show sitting out there, we figured we'd do it over here. If you are watching this for the first time or listening to this on Patreon, this goes up. We filmed this live at twitch.tv/eligible-monster, along with a couple of podcasts every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Normally, it gets lumped in with Conspiracy Cast, but today it's the only thing we're going to be filming.
Yes.
It then goes over to our Patreon for only the $1 tier. So,
yeah. And there's not a whole lot in the TV shows this week. We both watched The Flash.
You're gonna have to remind me what happened though, because I watched it the moment it aired because somebody told me Red Death was mentioned, and I'm like, well, I gotta see what's going on here.
It was.
And then I watched Supernatural.
A very big episode. I caught up on Young Justice.
Yeah. You caught up, so we can talk a little bit about with the episodes that I've already seen.
Yeah, I don't think anything else really happened.
Supernatural I caught up on.
Okay.
And it's hilarious because I kept stopping 10 minutes before the ending of the episodes to go do something. And I was talking to Corvus the other day, and he's like, you keep stopping when it gets good.
I remember that. I remember everyone being like, you stopped right before all the big stuff happened.
Yeah,
Benny.
exactly. So I watched all of that now. I got halfway through Arrow. I was going to watch the rest of it on the treadmill today, but it was warm enough that I went for a run around the lake, Dan. But then I discovered going a run around the lake at 50-degree weather, well, it's a lot colder when the wind is coming over that lake. So it turned into like a 35-degree run. And I realized my mistake when I got to the lake and portions were frozen. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
It was very interesting lake. He's on one side going, this is great, this is great, this is great. I hate life. No. My gosh, why am I doing this?
So it was fine running over to the lake. And then when I got to the lake, which is where the core of the 3-mile run is. You
got the wind chill.
Yeah, I was like, oh no. It was terrible. Terrible.
I would not be surprised if you literally stood around the lake, felt that, and legitimately just went, oh no, and then ran back
home. It was 6 a.m. I was not talking in a British accent.
I don't know.
Pokemans, though. A lot of Pokemans.
I feel like you probably were.
I will mention your theory, Solemn. I will.
Also, for the record, for those of you watching this on Patreon, I really hope that I have the camera properly. I'm not a cameraman.
I'd like the Patreons to know the reason why Comic Story Weekly did not come out this week, and the reason why the camera's on a different camera.
Yeah.
Gary's not here, so everything's crumbling.
Yes. And the Comic Story Weekly also glitched out on the audio.
That's what I was talking about. But like I'm saying, like without Gary here, we're crumbling.
Yes,
we're slowly
dying.
I hate Gary. We do play Pokemon Go, Callum. Anyway, yeah. So let's go into it. Let's talk. How about I tell you about the two that I watched, and then we can talk about Flash, and you can give me your opinions on Young Justice.
Let's swap those last two, and we'll finish strong with Flash.
Okay, so Arrow, I picked up the next episode. Like I said, I only got halfway through it because I intended to watch it on the treadmill. I can't watch and run around the lake. Why is he running into the lake? Oh, I was watching Arrow. No,
why do you have scuff marks on your arm, Benny? Well, I tripped. The show was good, though.
From what I saw, it's going pretty well so far. They're kind of building up. What happened? I was literally watching it, and it just paused. And I'm trying to remember. It started out strong. Arrow's walking around. They're fighting a villain. Maybe only half the show's not enough to watch. They're fighting the villain, and they're chasing him, and they called out Arrow, and they're like, you can't work with the star. Yeah. I watched it 2 hours ago.
The vagueness in how you explained that. If you had left out Arrow, no one would have known what superhero show you were.
So he's working with the Star City Police Department now.
Yes.
And a villain showed up and pretty much called him out and said, you have to stop working with him. And so that's what I've seen so far. And they showed up 20 minutes in.
because they have the anti-vigilante.
Yes.
I saw the ad.
And they showed a little bit more of the moment with Emiko. Thank you, Goose, whose apparently name is Emiko, and I've always called her Miko in the videos, but hey. No, we can never release that Green Arrow video now. Because it says Emiko, and everyone's going to say, you did it wrong.
No, because then we can just say Young Justice versus Arrow in terms of how to say Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul.
But anyway, yeah, they gave a little more of her story, her talking to Oliver. So we got to see their interaction. She's not happy. She's not like, you're not just going to show up and fix things. And That's basically it.
So not much.
I mean, I'm halfway through, and if we've learned from the CW shows, apparently that's right when you shouldn't stop watching.
Actually, no. As we've learned from shows that you watch and stop before it ends, you tend to stop exactly when everything gets good.
Right. So, over on the supernatural side, so what I missed out on is Dean has decided he's going to commit suicide, basically. Suicide by Archangel.
Okay, yeah, that is a very important last 10 minutes that you missed.
So they've got Michael locked in his brain right now. He's locked up in there, but he was told by Death that it's not that basically that Michael's going to break out.
Okay.
She has a library of all the potential deaths of Dean Winchester.
Okay.
And they all were different. And now every single one of them is the same thing. Michael breaks out and does something, killing Dean. But except one. There's one ending that he can do if he wants that will save the day. That involves locking himself in a box and dropping himself to the bottom of the ocean and just dealing with Michael for all of eternity. Right, well, everyone's telling him this is crazy and he shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But the alternative is Michael breaks free and kills everyone.
I don't know if... I honestly, out of those two choices, I don't know which I'd go for.
Rome, you're right. Like you said last time, Gary is a necessity, and we need him at this point.
We do. I'm just waiting for something to break right now. Part of me is worried I didn't press record. I know I did.
Why don't you go check?
No, I did.
Okay. So anyway,
did I?
There's a subplot going on though with Nick.
Now I've second guessed myself. Every time.
Flash Bill, but did you? And the chat's all telling you to go check.
I did. Don't worry, guys. I did press record.
So anyway, there's a subplot going on with Nick. Nick was the vessel for Lucifer.
Okay.
And at the beginning of the season, I was like, I don't know what they're doing with Nick. He's not doing anything. Well, Nick's kind of crazy. He's going around trying to get vengeance for his wife and child being killed. Okay. He eventually finds the demon, kills the demon. He eventually makes it. He gets arrested. He's just kind of gone crazy. And the excuse is, well, Lucifer had control of me. Mm-hmm. He finally gets back to the house, and the ghost of the wife is still there. Her unfinished business is that Nick accepted Lucifer. And if he can reject Lucifer, she can go on. And he couldn't do it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's like actually going deeper with Nick now. It's not just I thought it was just we wanted the actor to stay around.
Right.
So we just kept Nick.
Because I mean, let's be honest, that's happened.
Yeah.
So isn't that what they did with Bobby?
Yeah, they brought him back because he's a fan favorite too.
Yeah.
So I just thought that's what it was, but no, it looks like it's gonna go somewhere. Now, Solemn threw out his theory as the direction they're gonna go with Nick.
Okay.
And Corvus is mad at him because the theory is so good that Corvus said that theory is so spot on, I consider it a spoiler. So, for everyone listening,
oh my gosh,
I'm gonna give you if you don't want to hear this theory, because it is a theory.
Okay.
I have no confirmation that this is legit, but I agree. Solemn's idea was insane.
Okay.
Just mute the stream for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, or video.
So the theory is that Solemn put out there, and we all agreed with. We were all talking about it in the Subnautica the screen this morning. Is that Nick is going to become Michael's vessel, and that's how they'll get him out of Dean, preventing Dean from killing himself, but making Nick purposeful again. Now that we've discovered he wants the power, because Michael's locked in Dean's head.
Yeah, but I thought you just said Lucifer's locked in Nick.
No. Lucifer is he's dead. Like, they actually found a way to eradicate the spirit.
Would Michael be okay with that, though?
We don't know. But Nick is just Nick now. It'd be like if you were controlled by Lucifer for 20 years and we found a way to get rid of Lucifer finally.
Oh, he's that long?
Yeah, it was a long period that he was controlled by him.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Interesting.
I could agree with that because Nick becoming Michael would make sense for Nick's character, because we don't know why he won't denounce Lucifer. My theory is he liked the power. Okay. Yes, he wanted vengeance. Yes, he wanted to get revenge. Yes, he felt he was taken advantage of. But on the other hand, he's like, but I liked being Lucifer.
And so you're saying that in the theory, Michael would basically kind of sense that and go, okay, well, Dean's gonna kill himself in the ocean. Let me jump and go into
something like that. Because the reason why Michael just doesn't take another vessel, the Archangels need specific vessels that are strong enough to contain them.
And he could contain Lucifer.
Right. Okay. So if they go into a random vessel, they'll burn it out in like a couple hours. So they just keep bouncing bodies. So that's why he's in Dean. Dean's strong enough to hold him, but we know Nick is.
So if we put a spectrum real quick, Lucifer's way down here, Michael's way up here.
Right. Michael's the basically fights for God. Lucifer is the evil.
I mean, I haven't seen the show in a long time, but what if instead of that being his actual vessel, they utilize the fact that he has leftover Lucifer energy, that they trick Michael into going into it, and the conflicting is what prevents Michael from being able to escape.
You just had it even better. What if they don't use Nick as the way to put him, but what if they use it to kill Michael? Solomon, we've adapted your theory. I feel what I'm getting at, though, is based on what happened recently. Solomon saying that even your theory. I feel like Nick's going to be a lot more important than we just wanted the actor to stay around.
That's good, because honestly, whenever I watch a show and they keep a character around just because of the actor, you really start to see a hit in the writing. Because you can tell the writers were like, we don't want this guy. Can we kill him off yet? Sounds good, though. I actually, I've been thinking about catching up on Supernatural. If it wasn't so long, I might.
And for the record, everybody's like, isn't Lucifer in the nothing? Yeah, but that's like how you kill an archangel, because you can't kill them. Yeah. The only thing they can do is remove them and stick them in the nothing. It's like beyond heaven, hell, and all that other stuff. It's where you...
It's like purgatory.
It's the equivalent of killing. I mean, technically, Castiel was killed the same way, and they all acted like Castiel was killed, and he's just in the nothing, like talking to himself. Literally, like the nothing became him, and he was just talking to him.
Okay.
It's supernatural, man. Nobody really dies.
Yeah, no one ever really does. Even I know
and if they do die, we just get an alternate reality version of them to have them come back. Yeah, it's purgatory. It's purgatory. Nothing is basically purgatory.
Okay. All right. So it's a good show.
Supernatural's already confirmed for season 15. Isn't that the one where they're only going to go 13 episodes? I remember reading a while ago, and I don't know if this is still the case, because they could just be offering them a ton
right
of money.
Now, though, just for the record, Supernatural is like 20 episodes of hour-long episodes a season.
I remember reading a while ago that Jensen Ackles and the guy who plays Sam and Dean, the actors who play them, stated that they were only willing to go to 300 episodes.
Okay.
And they wanted to end it on the 300th episode. And that they were stating that the last season would be short to accommodate this.
That's actually really clever. Yeah. I think that's actually a really, really cool way to do it.
Yeah, I can never say his last name.
Padalecki?
Padalecki, that's it, yeah. But yeah, no, I remember, so I don't know how accurate that is, because, I mean, you could very easily throw in...
Right.
You know, like, oh, hey, here's more money. We like you guys.
They're like, hey, so you're actually going to go until episode 666.
But yeah, I remember reading that a while ago that they had said in an interview that they wanted to end on episode 300. So it'd be the 300th episode celebration and the finale of the show.
That makes me actually really happy, because I've noticed whenever a show has like a date that they truly say, we are ending on this season or this episode, it always is a way better ending, because they actually are planning around that instead of going, okay, we're going up until the show is canceled, or we're continuing it because it's doing well. No, like when they have that dead set ending, because like Friends did the same thing. And I think that's actually really, really cool.
They're saying that they think the 300th is this season, and it might be, because I remember hearing this last year that this is what they were aiming for. So if they've already approved...
It's 20 episodes this season, because you're on 14 now, right?
So...
Benny's doing calculator stuff.
I'm doing the calculator now. 23 for 13 seasons, so that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 7. 7 times 23 plus... So we got 161.
Here, do you want me to just do this real quick?
No, I got this.
I know, but I can do it way faster.
What's your way faster way?
I was just gonna type in fast. But it looks like you're finally doing it.
Yeah, it'll be this season. They're going right over it.
Good.
I might be off by 1 or 2, but like, if we're that close, it's definitely a season.
Yeah. That's interesting.
My total was 307 episodes by the end of the season. So.
I mean, I could potentially try.
No. Season 14 ends with episode 280. Oh yeah, so this season making it up to 300. Okay.
And then
they've already going 20 made sense to make the 300 marker.
Yeah.
But they've already approved a 15th season, so.
All right. Okay. So that's Supernatural?
That's Supernatural. I'm still stoked about it. I mean, I'll agree. As a Supernatural fan, I'm liking it. But I also agree the best seasons were 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Those
were the ones that I saw.
On one hand, I see Supernatural fans going, oh, it should have ended at 5. But on the other hand, I'm like, but we're all still watching it.
Yeah.
Like, I get what you're saying. Yes, we should have ended it but we've had some ups, we've had some downs, but that's what it is, just riding the ride all the way to the end. You got to deal with the crappy episodes so you can see Dean going, oh, a burger.
It's almost as if season 5 was where they go, okay, if you just like shows, this is where you should stop. If you're hardcore into this, we've got a lot more for you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's cool. I've liked a lot of the stuff they've done. There have been some down moments where I'm like, what are you doing? But
yeah.
All right, so Young Justice, what was your opinion on episodes 11, 12, 13, 14?
Let me actually open the app so I can see the titles so I can remember exactly what happened.
Well, the Beast Boy episode happened.
Beast Boy episode,
the last episode was everyone coming together because Nightwing had the plan put together, and he explained where they got all the information from.
Did I not watch the very last episode?
Where everything came together finally, which makes sense why they would have taken a break this week.
Well, actually, that's why I'm confused because I don't know.
Dan's off by a whole lot. You still haven't caught up, and you have a week off.
Where's the app? There it is. I love the Beast Boy thing. I thought they did it very well to accommodate how things are going, like why he changed. It looks like I might have. Oh no, that's right. I couldn't watch it. My app started glitching out.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't actually play it. That's right, because it's even called True Heroes.
Yeah, it's all your idea of it being in 3 or 4 different plots all came together in that episode.
Ah, son of a.
Okay, well, Beast Boy's the biggest thing I think, other than that.
Yeah, that I'm glad that we finally got Brion.
Wasn't Lobo in this set?
Yeah, because he doesn't really do much.
Beats them down like crazy.
He kicks their butts, yeah, and like crushes the shell of Forager.
Yeah,
and then Forager's like, I feel naked now. Sorry, not I feel. Forager feels naked now.
For record, I thought Forager was gonna be very annoying with that speech pattern, but I'm kind of liking it now. It's kind of cute.
I loved that we've got Harper Row.
Yes!
I thought having her
I didn't mention her last week.
Yeah, I think having her was like the perfect person to help them join in. I liked Cyborg. I mean, the mother box and the father box, that whole situation, I mean, we'll see where it goes. But
it's an interesting twist of the Cyborg origin, but I like it better. That there's more of a conflict in him other than, am I man or machine? Now it's, am I evil machine or man?
Well, it's not, and it's not even just that though. It's not, because when the machine takes over, it's never, oh, he is now the machine. It's the machine is amplifying his rage and his anger, because like I loved that part where he was like, Dad, that murder part, that wasn't me. Everything else, that was. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that I do like.
I think Harper was invented recently, but
Harper Row was added as Bluebird.
So in the comic books, she was created.
Bluebird.
So that is her appearance. Harper Row was created in Batman Eternal as Bluebird. I wanted to make sure she wasn't some old character they brought back.
Yeah.
And she's basically, she joins the. You okay?
I think I ate that burrito too quickly.
Is it trying to get out of you?
It's starting to hurt.
Harper Row is a good character. She doesn't have any powers. She's really good at hacking and acrobatics and marksmanship. She teamed up with the Bat family for a while.
She think like an outcast female version of Tim Drake.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good description.
Now, when she first showed up, I was trying to place who it was. I was like, is it Killer Frost? No, we've got Killer Frost. Is it Orphan? No, Orphan doesn't talk properly. Yeah. I was like, it'd be weird to go back to her. She does, by the way. She does talk normally. It's in the New 52 that they came up with this different speech pattern.
Oh, okay.
I like it better though. I
like it more.
Yeah, I think it gives her more heart.
It does. It really goes more at it makes you feel for her more.
It makes her origin make more sense, that she can't understand regular communication because she reads body movement. Yeah. So not being able to talk properly made more sense for Orphan.
Yeah. I think it's one of those ones where it's kind of like Groot, where it's like you prefer I am Groot over Groot actually talking. You prefer Orphan having kind of the broken speech pattern because it does work so well. Yeah. Plus it really helped with that her and Clayface. But anyway,
But I was trying to guess who Harper Row was before, because she had the blue hair, and I'm like, Harper Row? They wouldn't put Harper in here. Honestly, I was like, she's like in nothing.
It's funny you say that, because I saw her and I instantly knew that's who she was.
Did you?
I saw her and I was like, oh my gosh, they've got.
I won't lie. It did cross my mind, but I did go, no way. Like, really? There's no way it's Harper.
I couldn't. I didn't click the name, but as soon as she showed up, I was like, that's that girl that played that Batman was gonna like that whole story. Go check out our playlist. No, I thought that was great. I really liked that. I liked that she was friendly with them, especially since Forager kept just going around going, I'm Fred Bug with 2 Gs. Fred Bug with 2 Gs.
So you don't gotta say the 2 Gs. Yeah. Oh, Fred Bug is so relieved.
Yeah, the 2 Gs are optional. Fred Bug with optional 2 Gs says goodbye to Harper Row. He's such a fun character. I'm glad we finally, at least I'm really hoping this continues, Brion is chilled out.
Oh, yeah.
It was so annoying going, okay, yeah. And he even has the thing of, everyone's talking about patience. And I'm just sitting there going, because you don't have any.
No, my gosh, stop. Just stop, Brion.
Oh, my gosh.
That was the series where he fought against Superboy, right? Or was that earlier? Because I think Lobo was episode 9.
That happened after, because he learns about his sister being on Santa Prisca.
She's Terra, by the way.
His sister's Terra?
Yeah.
As in Terra?
I didn't click it either. Chat was saying it last week. It didn't click with me either that it's, I guess it's that Terra. Yeah, exactly. And they said it. I'm like, no, that's not right. That
changes a lot, because especially... Oh my gosh, that changes everything because of the fact that Deathstroke is a part of the people that were on Santa Prisca. Yep. We're talking about Lazarus Contract. We've got Beast Boy coming into the picture more. Yep.
You're right, because once they said, it didn't click with me last week that it was Terra, and then when you guys said it, I was like, wait, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing.
So Terra is a character she's from an old storyline in the Teen Titans called Judas Contract. What they did was they invented this character named Terra. She showed up for a whole year in the Teen Titans. And she worked with them, and she has Earth-based powers. And what ended up happening was at the end of the year, she turned out to be a traitor working for Deathstroke. And it wasn't like he convinced her. No. She was just evil and wanted to. And
she was in love with Deathstroke.
She was in love with him. And it was funny because, not really funny, it was kind of creepy. Yeah. And because it was the 80s, and they had adult Deathstroke sleeping with 16-year-old Terra. And she was smoking and stuff. Like, it was totally like,
it was pretty.
Things that flew back then don't fly nowadays. But anyway.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, she was that. And then she was reintroduced recently in the Teen Titans TV cartoon show.
Yep.
As Beast Boy's love interest, like hardcore. She was in the comics, but not like she is recently. Where she's fighting against her evil nature in the cartoon show.
Yeah.
But she always ends up being evil. So she got developed a lot more in the TV show that a lot of people fell in love with the character. Mm-hmm. So she came back due to that.
Yeah.
I don't think she's in comics right now, though, because she doesn't show up ever. I want to say
the last time I remember reading Terra was in Earth 1 Teen Titans.
She was in that, and she showed up in Blackest Night as a way to mess with Beast Boy. They revived her body.
Because Beast Boy, in every instance, Beast Boy falls in love with Terra. Terra betrays him, but manipulates the facts.
Don't read chat for a second. I'm not going to tell them they can't talk about spoilers from last week's stuff. They can talk about it.
No,
don't read chat.
Okay.
They're spoiling the last episode that you haven't seen yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a super bummer because I was watching it on my Chromecast. And every time I tried to play that episode, it would glitch out and wouldn't play. And then I must have forgotten to watch. Because then I went upstairs and I immediately watched Flash, and it just skipped my mind that I didn't watch it because I watched 4 episodes or 3 episodes.
And it was an odd number because we're used to 3.
Yeah.
So you're like, I watched all the Young Justice. So, but yeah, they're saying that she showed up in the Deathstroke comic, but I don't follow that too closely because I like Christopher Priest's stories. I can't read them individually. I got to read them as trades, and then I forget to do it. So.
But yeah, no, I thought it was really fun. I actually... Every batch of Young Justice that I watch, I go, okay, I'm starting to like this more.
Yeah,
I'm starting to like this more.
When you rush this last episode, it'll really solidify. It's like, okay, I like where we're going with this. So
it may have been a little too slow of a pickup. And the fact that they're going 3 story arcs. I
think they took into consideration the fact that they were not coming out as a weekly thing on Cartoon Network where they needed to lock in their audience.
Yeah.
I think they were like, oh, we have a little more breathing room because people are signing up on a monthly basis. You're going to get 12 of these before you're going to have to renew.
Yeah.
So as long as within this first batch, we can lock you in, you're fine. So,
but yeah, no, besides that, I really enjoyed it. I think, however, I think it's time for us to jump into The Flash.
What happened in The Flash?
Okay, so in The Flash...
I remember. They went to the future through the mind and... Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So in this episode of The Flash...
I just had to remember what the core plot was.
We finally start going into Nora, why she's kind of messed up. They are going to go into the memories of the little girl to try and wake her up because she's in like a coma. The memory machine that they're doing it with, if they go in pairs, they see the other person's memories. So Nora goes in without everyone else, and then Barry and Iris go in to try and get her, but they go into Nora's memories. Yep. We get the Red Death mention because
it was a fun Easter eggs, the future stuff. I liked how they went through the museum. We actually got to see the museum.
Okay, hold on. Quick question. And I'm not sure if this was just me. When we go to Nora's memory.
Hold on 2 seconds. I just need to make Aaron's comment because I didn't even think of this.
Okay.
It's Inception.
Yes, I knew that.
I didn't even think about it. They're doing Inception.
The entire time I was like, they're Inceptioning this. I'm pretty sure they even make like a direct reference to Inception. But the thing that I found really, really weird. First off, I did like the fact that they were the kids' memories, so it was how they remembered it, not what actually happened.
So like Nora remembering her mom yelling at her and breaking the toy. Or what was the girl's name? We'll call her Eva Villain's daughter. Eva Villain's daughter remembered, it's not, Eva Villain's niece. Eva Villain's niece remembering that, like, these memories of him arguing and fighting and blaming the meta. So I like that.
That, and she remembered things. Grace, yeah, she remembered things in a nice light. So when she remembers them at the apartment, it's like pancakes and like
it was like the dollhouse. Yeah.
But so when they go into Nora's memories, the girl they had playing as Nora, in no way in my head did I think that's Nora. The entire time my head was thinking, okay, Nora has to be a different character because that girl cannot grow up into looking like Nora does.
Okay.
Like her hair, like everything about her, I just couldn't see it. And so honestly, my entire theory as I was watching it was Nora is actually not their daughter, but Eobard Thawne's daughter, and did what Eobard Thawne did with Harrison Wells and went inside Nora Allen's body. And that'd be
a hell of a twist, yeah.
Like, because I was just watching it and I was like, that doesn't look like her. But
I disagree because they're not going to get a child actor that looks exactly like the other one.
I know, I agree.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think they're going with that. I think it was just child actor.
It could have just been me going, me being me. But besides that, oh my gosh, I love this episode. I did love that Cicada was still around.
Yep.
And that they get the Red Death mention of he's killed more people than Reverse Flash and Red Death.
Yeah.
I love that.
I liked the Red Death mention. I don't think, because everyone's asking, like, do you think we're going to get Red Death? I don't think so.
I think
in order to get a proper Red Death, we would need to get a proper Batman into the CW universe. Angie would then have to make a Batman-centric crossover to get Red Death introduced. I think they have mentioned that they're going to be casting a Batman for Batwoman, which I feel like you kind of have to do unless you're going to go 5 seasons and never reveal Batman.
Right.
But I don't think that they're ever going to make him as much of a focus. Like, they're going to treat it like they do Superman and Supergirl.
Yeah.
Where he's there, he does things, but you're getting Supergirl 8-9 episodes. You know, we're not going to get an evil Batman thing. I don't think. I think if in 2 years the big crossover is Dark Knight's Metal,
it won't be. I think they did it for the sake of this episode was entirely Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Of, hey, look, there's the current comic on the shelf. There's some of the toys that they've got. We're relating to pretty much everything else that has been going on.
What I did find funny was I was looking at the toys. And I recognized them all because we go looking for these collectibles half the time. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's the Walmart one. Oh, that one's in the WB store. Oh, that.
And that's why I think that was the only reason for the Red Death mention. Which one of my favorite lines of the entire episode was when they're going through the museum and the shop, and she's like, "Don't let this go to your head," and he holds up the bobblehead and goes, "Looks like it already has."
I like that. I also liked his reaction to the villains get a wing.
Yeah. But I did really, really like how Sherlock. Okay, hold on. We gotta mention the Sherlock has a partner, and they go, "Oh, what's his name? Watson?" And he's like, "No, it's not Watson. It's Watsoon." Love that.
And for the record, they're stating that they wonder if Oliver was gonna become Red Death. That'd be a hell of a leap to take for that character of Red Death. I could see them doing it.
I don't.
Oliver
think
merges
so.
with them, making evil one from the future, but I don't think we're gonna get Red Death. I don't.
Yeah.
Although I will say, watching the CW show, especially watching Arrow, if we do a season where Red Death shows up and at the ending it's revealed that it was Oliver Queen, I will probably be like, "What?"
Oh yeah, no, everyone. But I feel like the only problem with that is Red Death had an evil Batman. Oliver Queen's not evil.
Yeah,
like it would have some weird.
No,
thing.
Batman wasn't evil either until he was forced into being evil. So you'd have to do a future, a different alternate.
Yeah, it would be a very, very
pull it off.
weird situation. But the episode as a whole, I don't know. I felt like I felt it was good, but I also felt like the memory that they saw of Nora, I don't feel like that fit very well because Nora was so scared of them seeing her memories, right?
Yes.
And that was the memory that they saw. Why was they didn't really, excluding the fact that the Reverse Flash suit was her defense mechanism, the memory didn't seem like something that she would
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they were going to any specific memories. They didn't know where they were going.
No, that's
okay. So she didn't know what memory they were going into.
Exactly, but part of me kind of thought that this was going to be that episode where they would go into that memory. Like she's worried because they actually do go into that.
The big focus right now is obviously Nora. And we're getting like every episode is more building up to Nora, which I'm really happy about because I felt like we held on to her long enough. Let's find out more about her.
I do think though that because the only good thing that came out of that memory was the fact that her defense mechanism was Reverse Flash. So Barry and Iris are obviously looking at this as just, oh, the Reverse Flash is evil and is trying to attack us, whereas Sherlock looks at it more deeply of her defense mechanism, what is trying to protect her is the Reverse Flash. And she's very clearly, it's very, very interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see why Eobard Thawne wants to stop Cicada. That's going to be a very interesting thing to see what happens because she says, I'm helping you stop Cicada, but she doesn't want to tell them. So it becomes a weird question of why is he trying to stop Cicada?
Flashpool's theory is that she grows up to become the real Cicada. And she's getting back in time to prevent it. Or Eobard Thawne is.
The daughter?
Yeah, Nora.
It could make... Oh, Nora becomes Cicada.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Grace, because Grace would make sense because the Cicada in her dreams is a woman.
Oh, that's what he's talking about then. Yes. The Cicada in her dreams is a woman. It's her grown up.
Which could make a lot of sense, because I also think that this showed that I think Grace has some psychic abilities.
Oh, Grace quite obviously is not some sweet and innocent girl.
No.
That was the biggest reveal for me. Grace is obviously more involved in what's happening than we thought.
I think so, but I think it's also more, not so much that she is, but this dark shard in her head that's creating like this dark matter insulation of her brain is doing something that she...
Flashpool thinks, or the theory is that Grace is controlling the dagger.
Yes, that's what I was actually going to say, because the metal would interact the two. It would also make sense for why the dagger almost has a mind of its own, why it keeps wanting to go back to him and like stuff like that. But it's very, very interesting to see what is going to happen.
I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying this season of Flash. I'll say after the Thinker season, I was almost like, I think we're done. And the only reason we're even watching this season is because we wanted to do the show and chat with you guys and get the community's feedback on what's happening here. So yes, we picked a great season to jump back into the Flash.
Especially for me, considering I stopped before Savitar. I stopped with Jade
Savitar
Garrett.
wasn't terrible. The problem with Savitar overall was way too many plot holes.
Yep.
And it was like, are we really doing another speedster?
Let's be honest, plot holes for me, considering I already try and poke plot holes, would have ruined it tremendously.
That's the biggest issue with Savitar, though. It was, oh no, it's another speedster. Oh, it's Barry. You know, and then the same thing with everything that's happening this season. Thinker season was just bad because I felt like it was trying way too hard to take the original concepts of the Flash, which was seasons 1 and 2, with a overarching villain that we just keep revisiting, and turn it into we're gonna do a non-meta, guys, but he has the ability to take over meta's bodies. So it's a monster of the week with one overarching villain. How could this go wrong? Very easily. Just look at the Thinker season. But this has been very good because, like I said, every time I'm starting to get tired of a plot line, it's done. And we move on to the next thing. We're not drawing out plot lines the whole season. So.
Yeah. I think what I am most excited about, and I think it's probably going to happen in the next episode, is what's coming out of Sherlock's investigation.
Yeah.
Because him learning that the defense was the Reverse Flash's suit, I think the next episode is gonna be a lot of him doing his investigation, and we're gonna finally learn about Nora. And I'm so excited.
Well,
for that.
With how early we are in the season, I think we're gonna wrap the Nora arc up, and then whatever Eobard's doing is the final arc. If he's good, if he's bad, if someone else is, whatever that is, I think we're gonna wrap up Nora and Cicada next, giving us a 5 to 6 episode arc of whatever Eobard's doing.
What episode was this? I feel like we're halfway through the season.
We are.
Oh yeah, because we just had the half-season break.
So we're like on 15 or 16 now. So there's Nora thing. What I'm seeing, I think it's gonna wrap up the next 2 or 3 episodes, and then we're gonna have like a finale, big villain showdown. If it's Eobard or someone behind Eobard, or
so I have a question. In the very first season with Eobard Thawne in Harrison Wells' body, I can't remember this fully. Wasn't Harrison didn't Barry disappear and Harrison or Eobard was trying to prevent that, or was he trying to cause that?
That I'm trying to a little blurry on.
Because the
Flash vanishes.
Yes.
Eobard had to train the Flash to become fast enough to basically make the Speed Force so that he could go back.
Yes.
That was the original plot.
And I couldn't remember because I'm like, part of me when I was going through this was just wondering, like, is Eobard trying to get Nora to help because they need to stop it again? Like, he's disappeared again, so they have to stop it again? Which, okay.
Time travel messes everything.
All right, let me ask. This is for everyone. This really annoyed me. So they're at the office where Iris is opening her newspaper, right?
For the record, I am so happy that they're being like, she's a reporter now, and she's gonna run other reporters.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. But they're in there, and then Nora goes, yes, gauntlet, look, the newspaper. When has she ever worn that gauntlet before?
She's had that before.
I've never seen her
She
with
barely
that.
uses it for something that has all of this available. You think we would see more of it.
She rarely uses it, and then they're there in the office, and just out of the blue, oh yes, let me quickly show you the newspaper and when it was founded. On top of that, I was also kind of annoyed that it's like, she goes, look, you're changing the future already. And it's like, that's what's changed it? Nothing else that's happened? Like, like the newspaper, this is what's, like, they do
I have a direct feed to the future, guys. I forgot about that.
They don't go, oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure
we discovered this. Look, it's changed.
I'm pretty sure it's come up once or twice, but you would think something that is that directly related to is she changing the future would be like on every episode plot. Oh guys, we changed Cicada.
Yeah.
Oh guys, now you're dead again. Oh guys.
Exactly like hey, did what we do today worked? Let's find out with our handy dandy gauntlet that I've had this whole time.
Episode 12 is what we're on right now. So we have plenty of time left in the season to wrap up Nora and then move on.
We got plenty of time to come up with new random theories.
Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's all we got, right? We didn't do anything extra this week. I watched Fast and the Furious 7, which I find hilarious that people are sitting around like, so for those guys who don't know, Hobbs and Shaw trailer dropped. Did you watch it? Hobbs and Shaw, it's Fast and the Furious, it's literally called Hobbs and Shaw, a Fast and the Furious movie, are fighting a metahuman. The guy's basically, there's a suit that gives him powers and he gets himself injected. Super strength. He's going to rob a bunch of banks. Hobbs and Shaw need to stop him. And the reaction has generally been, when did this become a superhero movie and not a car movie? Let me tell you, that was 5 because 7 like solidified it. The final showdown in 7 is literally Jason Statham and Vin Diesel on a destroyed, broken bridge. And they're like, it's a street fight. And they both grab 2 giant wrenches. And we have like a sword fight with giant wrenches. And I'm like, did you miss this? What are you talking about? No, 5 is the heist movie, yes. But in 5, that's also the one, if I remember correctly, where Vin Diesel pulled the move where he catapults himself out of a car, grabs, what's her face, the female character, Letty, grabs her so that she doesn't fall, and then slams into another car. And he's like, we're okay. You're like, that's not real.
Plot twist, it's not called Fast and the Furious because they're driving. That's their superhero names. It's Fast, and this is the Furious.
So that was 6, I'm sorry. So 6 really kind of jumped at the shark on that whole thing. And also in 7, they dropped cars out of planes. And the cars had a parachute that went over and then landed and just drove. I'm like, cars wouldn't do that.
Did Lightning McQueen show up as well? Because I feel like that's very logical in this new movie.
The movie was great, but I'm just finding it funny that everyone is freaking out about Hobbs and Shaw. And it's like, it's been a while, guys. Like they've been doing this crazy stuff for a while.
Yeah, that's, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's whatever. But I do want to say the ending of 7. Mm-hmm. Was, without spoiling it, everyone knows this happened. Paul Walker passed away during that movie's filming.
Which one, 7 or 6?
7.
Okay.
During the filming, they replaced him with body doubles and CGI to finish his spots.
Okay.
The ending is a final goodbye to the character because he's going off to be with a family and be away from the crew. But you could tell that the way Vin Diesel was saying it, like it was a goodbye to Paul Walker.
Yeah.
So it's probably the most moving moment I've ever seen in a Fast and the Furious movie.
Damn.
Because it was like a 15-minute send-off to Paul Walker.
Yeah.
And it was great. So I just wanted to,
did they do it well? Like it, or not the send off, but the filling in the different roles with
I couldn't tell.
Okay.
I was looking too because I knew that they said he only filmed 50% of it. I couldn't tell just by watching the movie.
Interesting.
I had to look up what scenes they had filled with him.
Because
So they used footage from 5 and 6, and they used CGI body doubles to finish him.
That makes sense. I mean, CG has gotten so crazy. I mean, they did it with Princess Leia and stuff, and
it was good. It was good. I legit couldn't tell until I looked it up and went, oh, okay, yeah, that was a little off.
Right.
But just watching the movie and just trying to find them, I thought it was going to be blatantly obvious. Like when, oh, that's a CG Paul Walker.
Oh, man, that guy's shimmering because he's glitching.
He's a Jedi ghost.
He's a Jedi ghost. Well, damn. But yeah, I don't think nothing else came out that I can think of.
No, there was a new Endgame trailer that I have not seen because everyone told me yesterday, don't bother, nothing really new came out.
Oh yeah, I think I saw it and nothing new came out.
Okay, so I'm not wrong.
If I remember correctly, it was just, hey, look, these people that weren't in the same room as each other in the last trailer, they're in the same room.
Okay. So, all right.
Yeah.
That brings us to the end of this week's CTV. I love how we can take the discussion of The Flash in a couple of quick episodes and turn it into a 45-minute podcast.
I mean, I honestly didn't doubt it, considering I'm pretty sure we had 1 week where we talked about Titans for an hour.
We did.
Because every time we started off and we're like, guys, I don't think we're going to be able to make this last. Then it somehow turns out longer.
Yeah.
But.
So, all right, guys, thanks for joining us this week. If you are just watching for the Comic Story TV podcast, this will be back next Monday. CTV airs every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We do Conspiracy Cast, then we do CTV, unless, like, Gary has a child and can't be here.
Yeah. It shouldn't be a frequent thing.
In theory.
I mean, we'll find out in 9 months.
In 9 months. But yeah, thanks you guys for joining us. And if you're listening on Patreon, thank you so much for your support. We really do appreciate it. Shows like this, Conspiracy Cast, 3 Beers and a Topic, only exist because of our Twitch and our Patreon support. They don't get posted anywhere where we make any money on them. It's entirely from you guys. So thank you so much for your support. And you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
I was waiting for the dad joke. Goodbye, Dan. Whatever. Anyway, I'll see you next time.